Hello, everybody. Good morning. How you doing? Hope you're having an awesome Saturday so far. We are back. I'm Hackakura, by the way. You would know that if you're on this channel. Anyway, we are back on some Try Hack Me, and we are doing the junior penetration. What is it? A module or path, learning path, and we are on the network section of said path. I think that's what it's called. Now it's bothering me. I gotta know. Paths. Yeah. We are in this path and we are on network security. And we are going to do basic port scans. Hello, how you doing? What you know good? You having a good Saturday? All right. So to access this material, we need to join it. Join the room. I'm great. I'm doing some Try Hack Me. I'm having fun. I'm completing goals, checking off boxes, doing the things. It's fun. Got any plans for your weekend? So it says that this is the second in the Nmap series and part of the introduction to network security module. What is this one called? Basic port scans. Oh my God. Go away. No one likes your kind. You robot. No, no. Oh no. You're not having a good, you're not having a good weekend, a good Saturday. Hmm. Or you thought I was talking to you. No, I was talking to this robot. This mangy little candy corn looking thing down here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's behind the chat. That's why. Hold on. Let me show you. I'm going to move the chat. See him right here? Look at that. Good day. Awesome. Anyway, let me make sure I got the chat in the correct spot again. Oh, I just move it up some so people can see him wiggling around. That's what I ought to get. I ought to get me one of those little pets for my stuff. Okay. So sorry if you hear any chickens crowing or anything like that in the background. I just heard my rooster go off. So this is what it says we're going to be doing. Okay, so we're going to be doing some Nmap scanning. So the reason why I figured out the last time that the reason why my because I've done these before, these rooms, but it was part of a different path that they had that they phased out. And so for some odd reason, it's saying that I didn't do it. But either way, no plans. That's actually a good thing, right? So we completed this. I'm gonna put some music on. Which one do we want? We're gonna do. We'll do the chilled out stuff. You know, nothing crazy. I guess that moved the chat back. Either way, So your streak's increased. I'm at 5 days. I don't care about that nonsense. So, in the same sense that an IP address specifies a host on a network among many others, a TCP port or UDP port is used to identify a network service running on that host. Yeah. Server provides the network service, and adheres to a specific protocol. DNS queries. Yeah, it does all that. Or indicates there's some service listening on the port. How many port states? 6. Yes, sir. Hold on. I didn't even read that section. Okay. Alrighty. You're interested in learning? Yeah, we are. Over here. Just making sure that the machine was on. Wants us to execute this command, meaning to type it in and enter it. So, no service has been installed. Which port number was closed in the scan above, but is now open on this target VM. So, launch the VM, open the attack box, and execute this command. We done did that via the terminal. Yep. New service has been installed since our last scan, as shown in the terminal window above. Which port number was closed in the scan above, but is now open on the target? Well, the only port that we have is 1111, and there's actually no closed ports here. There's 995, but it's either 111 or 999. So it's asking us for that, so we'll go 999. No, must be the opposite. 111. 1. That's wrong too. What am I missing? First, not even difficult question. Right. Which port number was closed in the scan above but is now open on the target VM? Bro. No, it's not that at all. Okay. Because any one of these would be 995. Could be any of those three. We'll just go right down the list. 1, 4, 3. Because it could be any of those, right? 993. Because if you see here too, it says 995 and 999. So there's 4 ports, 4 possibilities. I'm missing it. Any ideas? Or did I scan the wrong thing? ST 67142. No, we're not there yet, but 22, 25, 80. Okay. So this is the thing, though. I think that they changed a lot of this stuff and they didn't update some of this because it should have told you, you know? Or maybe I just, because I knew that, like, there's some scans with this particular tool, you can't not run that. Like, if I did that on my hack box, it would say, like, nah, go away, you know? And what is their guess about it? So it's, they think it's this. Okay. I always do that. Let me just, I was at the end. I did everything. I make sure I read stuff and, check it out. Come on. What? Oh, it's probably going to ask us to do that. Yeah. Some new server software has been installed since the last time we scanned it. Use the terminal to execute this. What new port opened up? So we got 22, 25, 80, 110, 111, 143, 993, and 95. This one is the ST, and this one is the SS. So I'm going to read this. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Either I am really dumb, which that's what I'm assuming. Yeah, thanks. Try it with sudo for sure. I did here. And then when I think you were talking about when I was doing this one. But either I'm really dumb, which that's what I always assume first. That's why I'm like always continuously like looking around. Like, what did I miss? So we obviously have the VM up. It says it's some new software has been installed since the last time we scanned it on the attack box. Use the terminal to execute nmap. So it says use nmap that, but we can go ahead and try it, but I don't think you can run the SS one with this command. There's like only like one command that you can run, I think, with, if I remember correctly. Okay, so we can run that. 22, 25, 80, 110, 111, 143, 993, and 995. So what is the new port that's open? Well, we see that it's POP3 and IMAPs, but there's only 4 letters. Yeah. Yeah, I just did. Yeah, you're smelling what I'm stepping in. I hear you. So let's see the difference between sudo and non-sudo. I suppose I could just make it bigger. As opposed to scrolling up and scrolling back. You gotta do things the hard way, you know what I'm saying? Well, so that's what I was saying. Like, because I have taken these courses before. And then sometimes they do just bug out. Like the other day, I was running a command again and again, and it wasn't working. And I finally just broke down. I was like, screw it. And then I went to a write up on the room, and I was doing the exact perfect thing I needed to do. And then, like, sure enough, I was like, well, let me try it one more time. And then I did it, and it worked. So sometimes it just gets hung up. But we're going to do it again, but this time we're going to do it the easy way. And, Control C. And we'll do Control V. Control Shift V. So we'll do it this way first, and we get none of that. We'll do that again, and we'll go to the beginning, we'll do sudo. So, and then just as it didn't tell us to do this or whatever, but we're going to do it again. Do that. So, and my IP address is correct. That is correct. Oh, I don't want to wait here that long. Dash P dash, that do all the ports. But you are right, though. That would be a way to see. We can. Why not? Yeah. That's true. And luckily, this can be added. And I'm going to go ahead and change that back to the S. This can be added to anywhere, which is nice. Yeah, so it's just going to take a second. And wow, that scanned really fast. And it's still not doing that. Still not showing us. Again, I always try to assume that, like, I'm the one that's doing it. Yeah, it had no problem scanning these ports at all. Let's see. And this is the results it gave us. And this is because that, like it says, this doesn't need to complete, so it doesn't need to go through the complete thing. If you did it on that, I think it would take a long time. And I ran it as sudo, didn't I? Yep, I sure did. It might be bugged out, as you said. Let me read through again, make sure I'm not missing anything. I have the benefit right now, I just started out, or not, for today, so I'm not like, kind of tired. I would get frustrated. So if I do that and then I read through this like a couple times and I don't see the answer, then I'll go look up a walkthrough for the room and then look up the answer. Just because I don't want to be hung up on stuff. Yeah, I think so too. But again, like if you saw if you saw one of my other videos that I did, I was doing juice shop and I was doing a FFUF scan, and I removed the frickin' quotes out of a web request intentionally just to see what it would do. And then I didn't put them back. And the whole time, like I'm running, so I had done that before on Juice Shop, and I knew for a fact that that word list that I was using would work, and I still wasn't getting it. And I spent the better part of 3 hours trying to figure out my own mistake. So, I kind of got the, you know, is it? It's your first time here? In the chat, yeah. I saw that when you first chatted, it said that in the box. Or do you mean on to try hack me? So I'm coming off of a break, and if I'm being honest, I don't remember all this stuff anyways. When you're going through it, you're doing all these. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hello there. Thanks for the follow. So I always assume that I'm the dumb one, that I'm missing something, because like 9.9 times out of 10, that's usually the case. And I only figure it out until it's too late. Good thing it's not like the movies where I have to do this on a time frame and there's some dude like, if we don't do this, we're all gonna die. Like, well, screw it. Here's a, yeah. Okay. See, I don't care about what Wireshark says. Like, this is so nice to see what it do, but I don't need to see this. Hold on. 2513. I just went through here. This is the playlist for this song, for this thing we're listening to. And this song slaps. And I went through this whole playlist. I couldn't find this thing this morning. Anyway, I have to mark the time. So I'm going to add that to a playlist. I'm going to find that song. And that's going to be, I'm going to put this on a repeat. Okay. So, yeah, upper and lower half. Okay, it doesn't need to complete the three-way handshake. I got that. Yep, it's the default scan mode. So if you just ran in sudo nmap, it's going to run this SS. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Maybe I just need to drop the SS. because it just does a stealth scan. I'll take this. Well, we'll leave that P in there because I think you're right about that. With the, we'll see what it do. Gave us the same output. Okay, so we launched the VM. Maybe because this is, hold on. So this is this, you see how it has the different machine? So why don't I go up here? I'm going to terminate this. Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm not running it against the correct. Yeah. You're beating me to it, man. Okay. Hooray. It's accessible. We gotta wait 54 seconds. Quick, ramble some more. I'll do it. I'm good at that. So we're gonna have to make sure we do that for this one too. I bet that's why. See, I told you, it's me every time. Every time. Yeah. Oh, what do you want, beast? Bring me the stripe of you. Yep. Good dog mostly. It's true. The itchy, the itchiness on me. Hey, yeah. Good dog. Good dog. That's right. Touch me with your filthy hamster claws. Okay. Let's see here. I think that's done. Yeah, it give us a new thing. But you know what? Well, I say we won't make that mistake again. But we're what? Get out of my face here. What did I do this time? 44, 148. We'll do that dash P again. Huh. I think that made it worse. Oh no. I got the command right, didn't I? Why don't we try? We'll do it. We'll do this. There we are. We got it. Isn't that weird? So it's literally telling us to run this scan, but up here it goes, oh, by the way, winky, winky. You know, like that's the normal scan that it runs. Yeah. And it doesn't reference it. And then, yeah. Okay, so we got that. See, I told you. Okay, you want me to try run it with no sudo? There you go. Yeah, it gave that. Oh, the SS? It's the same. I'll do it. I'll do it again. I don't mind. Let me get back on here because that's what I was saying just right before I saw your message. Is that it said that the TCP send SYN synchronized scan is the default scan. So if you just run just nmap, it's doing the -ss, and we see how a syn scan ss. So it looks like either the ways, any of the ways that we just did that, it works out. So it does nmap -p, and you were right about the -p because I forgot about the just scans. I didn't forget. I just wasn't bringing it to mind. The -p scans all the ports. I was afraid to run that. I was afraid to run that because if you do that in the real world or whatever, I mean that shit'll take like an hour or something, hour or two to run. So okay, again we're gonna go up here. We're gonna terminate this machine we don't want no problems, don't want no issues. We'll start this new one. Oh, ay ay ay. So just sends it. Yeah, I'm not talking about like on here. I'm talking like if you go out and you do this on a target. I do bug bounty, so and I don't, and and then you're not running a lot of stuff on those bug bounty targets. So UDP SU option scans for UDP, and you can combine it with another TCP scan, so you can combine it with both. Okay. So if it's closed, it sends you back a code. And if it's open, then it assumes that it's good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when you run that on, I mean, and it's not just that the scan takes a long time. It's like sometimes you deal with web application firewall, or like the firewall stuff, or things like that. It just takes a long time. So launching a UDP scan against a Linux server proved valuable indeed. Yeah. So this is like what you commonly get. You get stuff like this. Open or closed, and then you get filtered. So we launched the other one already, and -F, use that -F flag, copy, paste, Control-Shift-B. We'll run it regular, then we'll run it sudo. Move that to a more visible location for you. What the heck is, I can't remember what the -V flag stands for. It's some, oh, it's a service version. No. Yeah. Yeah, version number. this is like where I kind of stay. And then, like the port too, and you do the SV. You can do a bunch of them. In one of the rooms that I did, so open port on port 53. If you hit the space bar when it's doing this, when it looks like it's hanging, yeah, the F flag, it said in the previous room or one of these up here that the F flag, nope, that wasn't it. It said the F flag was, it meant fast. Here, I can go back to the, that's a lowercase f, not a uppercase. They might have, here it is, fast mode. I was going to say they might have updated. Yeah, oh, V is verbose. Yeah. You're right. You're right about that. It's not. It doesn't mean version. That's SV, service version. I was just getting ready to say it's been a while. Like the in-map stuff was like one of the first things that I was kind of interested in. I was like, oh, this is cool. And I started playing with it off of in-map's website that you can scan on. And I took, like I said, TryHack Me had an in-map room that was different than this. I took the whole thing. It was like just a strictly an in-map module or whatever, and it covered all this stuff. And I took that. It's like one of the first things I did because I thought it was so cool. And then I took one on Code Academy as well. So there's all the stuff you can, put in there. Yeah, SQL injection. I like that too. I really like that stuff. You find one of those out in the wild, man, you're getting paid like crazy. Okay, so this scan ought to be done. Yep. But just I don't know if you knew that about that, but if you saw like if you see it hanging up or whatever when it was doing this delay, if you hit the space bar, it will give you a percent done, time remaining sort of thing, which is what I did here. And so that way if you're like wondering, because a lot of times we assume, okay, yeah, we assume that that it's hanging up and we get impatient. I did the first few times that I did that. So okay, what is the UDP port that is now open? 53. And what is the service name? Go away, I don't care about your leagues. Yep. I do this a lot too. If when I scan specifically, because I'm doing websites, I don't do SSH, but I do this. Sometimes I bother running, but you can get like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to treat you like you're dumb or nothing. I'm treating myself like I'm dumb. I'm talking to me more than I'm talking to you. But I do this for websites. I don't generally don't do the dash p dash just because I'm worried about getting banned or whatever. Yeah, all right. Dash p dash. I've used this flag before. I haven't used the one that you were it's like one of those things where you're like, you're one of them dark web dudes, and you just run that on your little server that you have and have it, notifying your phone, and you're spending years on a target. I have found a file upload and an IDOR. Not in Bug Bounty, though. That was before I started doing Bug Bounty, and I found them on accident. So no, I haven't found any bugs in Bug Bounty. I've come close to one. I was looking through the code, like the page source, on a target, and literally in the comments, it said, that some other bug bounty hunter had found, or security researcher or whatever they called it, had found where it was like a login page. And it was just like a blank login page. It had like a background and then a transparent login box. And it was for a government too. That's what it was, like their government portal for their government contracts. And when you entered the password and the username on the login box, it was sending the password in the clear. And not only no, it wasn't sending it in the clear. It was flat. It was showing the password and username in the clear on the screen. And in the source code, it said all this. And then the developer said, I couldn't fix it. So they put they censored it out. You know what I'm saying? Like Family Style, like his chin looks like balls. Should I censor it? Like that. And it made me laugh so hard. No, I didn't like pursue that anymore or whatever, but I just thought I thought it was funny. And I thought to myself, if I could figure out a way to get whatever they put on there, most likely JavaScript, to do that, and got that to disable. And if I could combine that with like an XSS or something, or a CSRF, I would be able to make that go away and send that information to me, or whatever you can do with that. But at the time, it was way past. I mean, it still kind of is, but I could probably figure it out. But it was way past my skill level. But when I found that, I did the smiley too. I was laughing actually, because I was like, no way. Because you watch all these bug bounty hunter dudes, that are on YouTube, and they're like, here's how to find your first da 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 da. And some of the stuff that they say is like so comically ridiculous. You're like, nah, it can't be like that. There's no way people are that dumb or that lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, your company is just coming out of a cyber attack, and you're gonna like, it's good enough, or let me just censor it or whatever. No, I don't. I don't think so, bro. So anyway, all right, back to business. Back to missing all the stuff it tells you to do. Okay, so it's telling you that you can do time, gives you levels. T4 is what you use mostly for boxes. It does. It really does. And like, here's the thing, like what I've learned with, for example, XSS, is that it's not like people will, they'll do the freaking, however, I can't remember. Like, I don't know JavaScript, but you know what I'm saying, right? Right, etc. Okay. So basically, they just keep obfuscating and blacklisting character sets and stuff. And so I don't know if you know about this, but we'll go Fort Swigger. You can go here and get this thing. I don't know how much you're into this or whatever, but you can go here and craft payloads, you know, so you can use different things. So we'll just do, now let's do image if we can freaking scroll on it. And then we'll go on hover, on mouse, on AL, on, oh, I guess it doesn't. We'll just do on key up and we'll go all browsers. And then when you do this, it gives you all of these. Yeah. Okay. So what I was told, at least, is that people are basically going and getting these and they're just manipulating them a little bit. They're just freaking like, you know, encoding them, double encoding them, changing up stuff, adding things to like, you know, take all this stuff out or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Like where you do, like you go dot, excuse me, you go dot dot slash for directory traversal, but then you add this. So it takes this middle part out and then leaves that. It's like the beat the recursive BS or whatever. Anyways, that's what I was told. It's like really, really simple. So normal is T3. Yeah, it's true. Not to mention the fact that, like, what I would be interested in is how many requests per second is this, too? So this is what you have to be worried about as well when you're scanning stuff, is that sometimes, yeah, packet rate. So if you do that, like sometimes those web application fire, not sometimes, all like nearly all the time, those web application firewalls they'll just boot you. They'll either, you know, they'll make your IP go away for a while, or they'll ban you altogether because they're thinking they're going to be stopping a DDoS attack. Okay, on a hard for SSI, server side injection. So you know about payloads, all the things, probably, yeah. You know about hack tricks? Hack tricks, I got that off of another course that I was doing, and it is actually like, in my experience, you can't even Google search for that. Yeah. Oh wow. So on my Linux machine, it literally won't. I don't think this is it. Yeah, it is. It is this. But you can go and look for. Hope I didn't. Did I pass it? Hack tricks is a pretty good one too. I'm looking for it because they have like all the individual the words escaping my brain piece. They have, here we are, pen testing web. They have all the different things that you can do, like all the stuff. Like here's file upload. Yeah, there you go. What? So I don't know if you did or not, but this is one that, like, well, the reason why I bring it up is just because not many other places do. Like, everybody will tell you go to Payloads all the things, right? Because it's got all the stuff. But I've only heard one time somebody mention Hack Tricks, and it's got good stuff on there too. I've actually found stuff that worked from there that didn't work from other places. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So what is the option to scan all TCP ports between 5,000 and 5,500? So that will be the range. We'll enter our numbers and we'll just go. Okay, so that's what it wants us to do. -P. All right, how can you ensure that 64 probes in parallel? So we go -N. What did I do wrong? I didn't do --. 85, 64. Oh, that's because it's not dash, it's equals. What option would you add to make in-map very slow? T0 -T0. Yay, we did it. Look how smart we are. Give us a golf clap. Thank you. And before I leave here, hold on. You're not going to have me do any kind of stupid stuff. Okay. I always like to terminate these so I'm not using up their stuff. In summary, we covered these. Yeah, we did it. Oh, it's the most common ports. -F. In consecutive order. All right. Next victim. Okay. Start the box. Oh, I remember all this nonsense. Okay. I'm going to be right back while that starts up. I'm Take my dog out to go to the bathroom. He's going to water some shrubs. All right, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let me get my dude. Alrighty. Stop it. My dog ate, drank all the water, and he was booping me with his nose, making a bunch of cat noises. Hey man, I got pee. So he's all good now. Christmas tree scan. Okay. Okay. We have like 10 more seconds. We're going to go 10 point something. Get that going. Just because we're probably going to need stuff. 0. So 3. This is 0. And what's that one? Is that 0 too? No, just 1. Looks like. All right. Start the VM. Load the attack box. Once both are ready, the terminal and launch a fin scan against how many ports appear open or filtered. So we're going to go back up here and we're going to say days none because this is Christmas tree. Fin. No. Okay. So what's it asking for again? This and fin. Okay. So that's SF. We gonna say 1. But use nmap to launch fin scan against the target. How many ports appear as open or filtered? This is a fin scan. Huh. Do I have the wrong thing open? No, because it's the first one we come across. Okay, we'll just try doing it again. So we go that one. Oh, that's so weird. Why did it do that to us? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Niner. I back here. SX Christmas tree. Oh no, we need an all scan. Excuse me. 9. I swear it works. I swear it like makes it doesn't open this up till you get down to a certain point. So weird. Most target systems respond regardless. Oh, must be 2. Oh, that's interesting. That's something I don't think that they included the last time I took this course. Flags. The other one. Window. Essay. Obeyed. Doesn't. Essay. SW. I'm not dealing with this glitchy BS. We have the attack box. We're waiting for machine IP. But we're gonna have here we go again. Map. Something. 10 something. It's a custom. This is a window. TCP ACK. Acknowledge. Right? Update to its firewall rule set. Launch this box. Open the terminal and launch and map dash SA for the ACK against the target VM. How many ports appear unfiltered? How many? How many? Tell. Where's Harvey Dent? Okay. So it's the same. Yep. Yeah, buddy. All right. Of course we're wrong. Why we know that? Because it's asking us what port number appeared. So we have sudo nmap-sa, sudo nmap w. Of course, we need to go all the way back up to our stuff from task 2. This should be a 1. Unless it's the same. Why would it be the same, though? What's the new port number that appeared? Almost done. That got us some stuff. Well, I don't recall we had a 443. How many? We saw 4 here. And I don't recall there was a 443 from the last one. And is there a service behind it? Yeah, probably so. No, there's not. So in some network setups, you'll be able to scan target system using spoofed IP address and even spoofed MAC address. I actually had somebody do this to me. And I know this because I know the people that own the business. So back in the day when I got hacked a little, somebody spoofed my IP address to the pizza place that I was going to and was like trying to order pizzas. And you know, the only reason I know the people that own the business. I grew up with their daughters and stuff. They sponsored my t-ball team when I was a kid, and they called me up and they're like, "Hey, are you doing this?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Well, somebody from your, saying that it's you is this, basically because they knew that I was like, they knew I liked pizzas, but they knew that I wasn't going to order like 100 pizzas in one go." So, um, and I actually found out that that's what they were doing. And then they tried to, like, the guy that was doing it, that was in doing their network security stuff, he blocked my IP address. Or no, he blocked my MAC address. Yeah, or something. It was something like that. And for the longest time on one of my devices, I literally could not go and order pizza off of my favorite pizza spot. Okay. That's why they do the thing where they kick you off your network. condition of yours. Fragmented packets. Firewall. Yeah. Oh, so that's how they do it in offices. That's why that IoT stuff is so dangerous. Because they can do stuff like that. Use your own systems against you. That's right. Just like the, what is it, Survivor game in Call of Duty. Okay. Trigger the, trigger the idle host. Change the music. We're going to go in reverse order. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. That was the more relaxed. Now the other two are the more upbeat. This is what we studied. Check it. We done did it. Okay. Your skills are skyrocketing. I am built for this. I was hacking before Try Hack Me was a thing, and I didn't even know it. Next victim. Okay. Well, we're going to go back to junior penetration tester. So, we did the refresh. We did some 2 rooms today. We're going to do more. It says that after this, hold on, let me look into this. Yeah. Okay. I might take this for you guys and give you a review on what I think and everything. But I'm gonna have to. How I do my stuff is so I took this course, right? And I'm going through it. I make it to the end, right? And I complete it. I get a little certificate of completion. What I would end up doing is I would consider that like a summary, right? Just glossing over the material and getting it done. Then I would go through and I would take detailed notes on all the stuff that it covers, right? So each one of these path thingies or these little rooms, I would take every single time it mentioned one of these, one of those. I'd also look to see, I don't know if this is if this cert is a educational or if there's like an attack box that you have to get the flags for. I don't know how it works, but that's what I would do. I would assume that it is a mixture of both. And so I would go through and I would get everything. It's probably going to be like most of these tests, be like administered on here through the website. And then if anything, like, you just go through it. Yeah. So I pretty much got 2, 3, 4. I got 7 rooms, 7 of these little rooms left before I would be able to take that. So, not one that I considered this and their blue team one. But I think like I'll probably end up eventually getting these, but there are other ones that I would prioritize first. Like this says, get hired with an industry recognized practical offensive certification. I don't think so. I doubt intensifies all up in my brain piece, right? I don't think that certification equals job. I think a few certifications with some demonstrated practical experience does. And that's why I'm taking the path that I am, particularly. The certification that I'm going for right now, in case you guys are wondering or whatever, if you're watching this later on, is the Practical Web Application Pen Test Associate from TCM Security. And the reason I'm taking that is that's just for me. Like, that's a benchmark for me that I'm going to do. I chose it because it was more real world than these hack the box and try hack me certificates, that it has more practicality. There's no flags. You're exploiting web vulnerabilities, and then you're writing a pen test report. Like, I don't even think this one has you write any kind of report for it. But and according to the company that qualifies you, if you can complete that, it qualifies you to be a junior level web app pen tester. So now I don't think that that would get me a job. But I think that and Security Plus and some experience and maybe another certification probably would, or at least it would put me to where my application wouldn't be just thrown out outright, right? So hopefully, eventually, one day, we'll be able to get hired with this stuff that we're doing. If not, I will continue doing what I'm doing, which is bug bounty, and we'll get some bugs and stuff like that. As I do that, I'll share it with you too. But these certifications, the two that I'm working toward, the PWPA and the Security Plus, I've been wanting these now for a minute, and so I am like dedicating my entire existence to trying to get that. This making a ruckus, beast. I heard you. He's woofing. Okay. Service version. else we gotta do? Okay. The Engine X. We did it again and again and again. Nice. We're going to start the next room. Protocols and whatnot. I'll be right back. All right. Working our way down the list, doing the things, doing the stuff. Oh my gosh. All this out of our way. Get that cleared. Get it back up. So we're doing protocols now. We're done with the Nmap. We passed. We graduated. We've learnt the things. Flags. I forgot it all already, but that's what the heck Google's for. That's what the help flag is for. I know that one. Or the manual. Man Nmap. Nmap-H. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Okay. All right, we done both of that. We can move on to the next task. The Telnet protocol. Yeah. It's an older version of SSH. in RDP. Back in the day. Back in the day when TVs were fatter than us Americans. It's true, they were. Not weird. Nobody mentions that as time has gone on, we have gotten thicker and our TVs have gotten thinner. Same with our phones. Just realized that I didn't just realize, but the chat is blocking up the stuff. Let me put it right there. I'll put it right here. So you guys can see this stuff at least. Sorry about that if that's why you're here to take a look at the stuff. Rolling along. Rolling along. Sorry, I'm not talking very much. I'm just focused on getting these rooms done. Go back and take a look at where we're at. We're nearly done with this particular room. But we're probably going to get through some of this protocols and servers too. And then we'll do this on another day. Just because it's Saturday and I only got to do 3 hours of this to meet my little check mark, my goals. Every day I do 3 hours of hacking and 1 hour of coding, or 3 hours of coding and 1 hour of hacking. And over these past few weeks when I've started this channel, I've started to get more streaming with it, do more things. And the reason why I don't stream on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, some of the things that I do, is because I go to this place. I'm taking one of these guys' certifications, and you have to pay to access the training that is involved with that. And so I'm not sure if they would like me, or if they don't want me to not show their stuff. So I'm just erring on the side of caution. But if I were if I didn't even ask, but if they were to say, no, it's cool, I would 100% be doing that too. And the reason why we're not doing the OWASP juice shop is because I was like, I need to knock a little bit of this rust off, kind of gain some of the hacker mentality back that I lost when I was taking a big old hurricane break. And I'm starting to get back. What I'm going through is, you see me struggling a little bit on some of these, and some of it's, not some of it, almost all of it is due to my typos, or my, me not paying attention, or earlier we had I didn't start the correct VM that we were in with the different task. And so the commands that I was trying to run weren't working. So it's stuff like that. A lot of this stuff, especially like the network stuff, is not necessarily what I'm interested in. If I was trying to get like a job or whatever right off the rip, or if that was my goal right now, I would try to become either a SOC analyst or a web app pen tester. I wouldn't just go like straight pen tester. And the reason for that is because my network hacking and like Linux, Windows, privilege escalation, and Active Directory are lacking. I don't have barely any kind of material or experience in that as much as I do web hacking. I've taken multiple web hacking courses. I have, oh geez, I think like 7 web hacking books, nearly every single one of them that you can get on Amazon. I've taken, you guys saw that I've taken the web hacking part on this. I took it on the TCM sec, and I also took a buttload of courses on, what do you call that site? Code Academy, when I had a subscription to that. I'm holding off, like, in case you guys are wondering, like, oh, why don't you do Hack the Box? I'm holding off on that because I'm using these sites, the Try Hack Me and the TCM Security, more to get like the walkthroughs and the educational part down. And then when I go like try hack me, or excuse me, hack the box generally has more CTFs in it. And so when I will probably get that very soon. And when I do, I will be getting it to challenge myself. And so I don't want to touch that yet because I want to go into it blind. You know what I'm saying? So I want to go over there, I want to go to Google and say, hey, what are the web hacking challenges that are on, or CTFs on Try Hack Me? And then I want to start at like the most basic one that they have. I'm familiar with it in that I've been on the website and I did like, the basics of cybersecurity course, like the free tier stuff. But when I pay for it and I get access to all that material that they have, then I'll be able to go in there and I'll start from the base and I'll work my way up doing the CTFs. And then what I can use that as is a study technique. So I can go in there, hopefully, find something that I'm not good at or something that I forgot, like from one of these rooms where, oh, how do you log into Telnet? See, I didn't know that when we were going through that here. Again, even though I've taken this before. I don't know why it's unchecked. I really don't. But I went through these things before. I even did some Windows and Linux privilege escalation and Active Directory course too, as well as those Nmap courses. I've already done that, so I have no idea why it bumped me off of it. Let's make sure this thing's gonna shut its face. So I don't know why it did that, but when I go to do hack the box, I really want I want to go into it blind. I want to be able to beat my head against the wall in the hack the box stuff, and then come back here to the things that I didn't get right or whatever, and then use this as a resource to help me do the other things. And I am interested in getting the certifications that these people offer, like both Try Hack Me, both their certifications. Let's look at this just real quick. I'm actually gonna just yap for the last little bit because I want to make sure that we're finishing what we need to. So we have like a room left before we do so I can get warmed up, so to speak. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, mark all as red. Learn. Practice. Get certified. So they have these two, right? Now, if I'm being honest, I would probably go for this one first. I really would. Because I know, like I've heard people talk about this, that it's really good cert. And it offers practical experience too. So after I get these first two initial certifications that I'm going for, I will either focus on, is it, I think it's EC Council. So I will probably, let me just put up the order. Get this notepad. So the first cert that I'm going for is the second one I'm going for is And then the third one that I will probably end up getting would be and so the TCM Sec Certified Ethical Hacker, and that is in prep for this. Then after that, I will probably do okay. This is probably the order that I would end up doing. Unless I got to this point. Like once I get this, I will actually consider myself to be employable. And you know, I will obviously have that first, but I will consider myself to be like employable as a like entry level person. All right. And so I would probably start applying for stuff then while working on this. However, if I'm having trouble or whatever, then I'll just continue getting my certs. Because I know for a fucking fact, that if you have this and this, that's like really, 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 really good. So this here and this here and this here, I will all pay for myself. I will probably, because I'm a vet, I will probably go and deal with the VA and have them. I have GI Bill left, so I will probably have them do this because this frickin' thing is insanely expensive. I think it's like $2,600 or some damn thing. Oh geez, come on, people. What's the matter with you? I hate that shit. What, like, why can't I just find out why you gotta put stuff behind a paywall? You know, or a frickin' thing. Let's see. We'll go back. So we'll go EC. Certification cost. Yeah, so you gotta pay like this plus the thing. That's why it says. So you can just get this is probably what I'd end up getting. Would be the on demand, and that would be unless they require that you get this. So if you are a veteran and you are interested in doing this, and then you know, in order to maintain it, you have to get these, right? So you have to get continuing education. But if you are a veteran and you are interested in doing this, I'm pretty sure that that stuff is covered by the various GI bills or vocational rehabilitation. And the reason for that is because it's got that government approved certification thing. I can't remember. It's like a yeah, here it is. It's these requirements. Right. So it's mandated It's accredited by ANSI. So that's why you get that. And what was I going to look at? No. Music, no. Is it here? I forget. Anyway, so that's all I got. I think it would just be useless rambling anymore. But we went from 70 to 81%, so we completed 11% more. We're nearly to the point where it would bump us up to well, we're only 79 points behind this guy or gal, whichever. As you can see, I am on a 5-day streak, which will get ruined because tomorrow I am definitely not doing Try Hack Me. I'm going to take a day off. That is the rank. So not that that matters. I've done that many rooms and I have that many badges. Go to my profile. Right. So here's all my certificates. Pathway beginner. I think that's an older one. And this one. I think that these two are the prior ones, but I've completed those. Yeah, it had networking basics, which is kind of what we were going through now, and it covered that. So did these. So, see where my skills are. Foundational. So I'm nearly well-rounded, or octagoned, or 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 6. Hexagonal. Security analyst. I am nearly. Wait a minute. Why did it fail to load? Refresh the page. Back to the dashboard. Anyway, I like the SOC analyst stuff. I think that that's really interesting, being, like messing with Wireshark and intercepting all the requests and using the IPSs and the IDSs and the ELKs and the SIEMs. And I think that stuff's really cool, and defending against attackers. And it's going to also, with me doing web application pen testing and bug bounty, I think's really going to help me get a better understanding of the stuff that I'm trying to get at too. And on my own, so I'll probably take like I don't know, I'm finding it hard to break away and do bug bounty because I am see, privilege escalation. I don't really have all that much. I'm finding it really difficult to break away and do bug bounty because I'm so focused on getting this cert. And it's just going to be like that for a minute until I can get it. It really is. And it's more, also it's because I'm streaming too. If like, say I was just going for like the cert that it was saying, wherever that SL1, if I was going for that, I would be live streaming my cert progress, and I would be on the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I would be doing bug bounty. So, but it's important that I knock the rust off to kind of learn all this. I'd like to find some bugs as well. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I have one more hour of coding to get done. And then I will have done all my requirements that I self-imposed for the week. But I got to run into town real quick, and I will be back on tonight. I will be doing either and, or sorry, either or, either or, coding another dev stream and or a gaming stream. So I'll be doing that. So I'll see you then if you're interested in that. I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe some Mega Bonk. Maybe some Mega Bonk. Maybe some other stuff. I don't know. Put chat back where it belongs. Thank you for if you stopped by and you were saying hello and chilling out. I look forward to meeting more of you. I'm glad you're all here. Glad you're sharing your knowledge and backseat hacking. That was fun. Helping me figure stuff out. Anyway, I will see you later. It's been Hackakura. Have a great day. Bye-bye.